Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please, let's get started. My name is Hossam Osman. I'm the chairman of SECC, Software Engineering Competence Center, SECC of ITIDA. ITIDA, as you may know, is the governmental IT industry development agency in Egypt. Of course, we are appreciating everyone coming. Great pleasure to have you all in here. And if you allow me, before I start, I'd like to convey the regards and the apology of Ms. Maha Rashad, ITIDA CEO. Unfortunately, due to an urgent work request, she is not coming to the event today. And also, if you allow me, I would like to welcome our three distinguished speakers. Our three distinguished speakers coming from overseas, Mr. Andrew Clay Schiffer, coming from DevOpsDays, USA, and Mr. Marcin Vilgos from Google, Poland, and Mr. Roman Pick coming from Electrobit, Australia. Very much appreciating your participation with us today. Thank you very much for coming. And as you know, this is the first DevOpsDays Cairo 2018. This is the first round. And it wouldn't have been possible without the effort and support of the co-organizers that we have with us, DXC Technology, IBM Egypt, and Orange Labs. And without the support of the sponsors, we have Giza Systems. We have Giza Systems as the platinum sponsor, and we have 5 gold sponsors. We have Advances ESC, we have BPI, we have Fingerprint, and we have Infoglobe, and we have Wazzaf. And at the same time, as a silver sponsor, we have Agile Arena, and last but not least, we have 3 community sponsors, Amex, Egypt FOSS, and Egypt Innovate. Certainly without their support and effort, it wouldn't have been possible to organize this event, so I believe, if you allow me, that the effort and support of organizers and sponsors deserve. I mean, we are having the first DevOpsDays Cairo and the first DevOps Days in the Arab world, so I believe they deserve a first big round of applause in the morning, please. Okay. So, what is DevOps? That's the difficult question. So maybe I assume and I expect most, if not all of us, have been through the exercise of finding out one good enough definition of DevOps. My last trial maybe was 2 weeks ago, trying to define DevOps to a new friend of mine. So at that time, I gave him, we started talking and debating, and I gave him 3 definitions. So if you allow me and if you bear with me, I will repeat the exercise with you. So what we are trying to do, we are trying, before we start, to find out the most acceptable definition for DevOps accepted by the first DevOpsDays Cairo. But maybe before I start, if please, those who are coming with dev background, would you please raise your hand? Okay, great. And those who are coming with operations, ops background, would you please raise your hand? Okay. So what I will do, I will go through the exercise of giving you the three quick and brief definitions of DevOps, and let's see which one we see as canonical definition for DevOps for us. So maybe the first one, as they say here and there are three aspects to DevOps. First, changing workplace culture to that of collaboration. Second, optimizing the way we work. And third, enabling optimization, automation, and its skill set in work processes and procedures. So if you like this definition, would you please raise your hand? Oh, okay. Just one or two. Okay. Miserably failed. Okay. So let's move on to the second one. So DevOps is about removing what they call removing the wall of confusion between dev and ops, replacing scapegoating with tremendous cooperation. So if you like this, would you please raise your hand? Okay, so certainly number 2 is better than number 1. Okay. So last one. DevOps is born out of Agile. DevOps brings agility to both dev and ops by end-to-end value stream mapping and optimization. And end-to-end means inclusive of operations, from the whiteboard discussion that creates the idea to what the customer gets. So if you like this one, would you please raise your hand? Okay. So it looks like the one related to Agile is kind of the most acceptable, and stating that end-to-end and inclusive of operations. So it looks like this is the most acceptable definition. So likely we can say that we have one canonical definition for DevOps accepted by the first DevOpsDays Cairo. Of course, if you noted the title of today, is DevOps Role in Digital Transformation. That's what we selected for today, DevOps Role in Digital Transformation. And why is this? Simply, as we always say, we live in the digital age, and businesses, in one way or another, they need to digitize 3 dimensions. They need to digitize their products, their services, and their work processes. And they need to do so because otherwise they will quickly fall behind and cease to operate. And DevOps claims that digitally transformed businesses can do their work faster, cheaper, and safer. So we decided that today we need to look deeply into this. And even actually, I can give you like another brief sample from my own experience. Like in 1998, I did join Lucent Technology in Homedale, New Jersey, member of technical staff. We were working on, at that time, PBX switches and ISDN switches and so on. And I was assigned the role of the build person. A month later, after being employed, I was assigned the role of the build person. And at that time, we used to deploy on the average around 4 to 6 times per year. And at that time, by the way, we were considered okay, we're considered above average and we're considered fast. We have many versions and releases from the switch, whether the PBX switch or the ISDN switch. Unfortunately, nowadays, still today, many organizations are struggling to even deploy twice a year. If we compare this on the other side, and of course, I mean, you can imagine the very long wait and slow feedback developers get to be able to test and check their committed code. So on the other hand, nowadays we have what they call high-performance organizations that through adopting DevOps practices, like I'm talking about organizations like Facebook, Amazon, Google, Netflix, and so on, through adopting DevOps practices, they routinely deploy hundreds of times a day. Some of them even, they brag that once you are employed, next day you deploy. So such high-performance organization, they do that with no conflict. As I mentioned, faster, cheaper, and safer. And that's exactly what DevOps promises. DevOps promises that you can deploy many more times, much shorter lead times, much less failures, and at the same time, much shorter recovery times. And of course, today, we have in the agenda, on our agenda today, we have a lot on this, and hopefully this gets you very much pretty excited. So what I will do now, I will just quickly go through the agenda for today. Like till 3 p.m., we have great presentations overlapped with Ignite sessions. And each Ignite session has 2 Ignite talks. Just to define what's Ignite talk. An Ignite talk is a 5-minute talk composed of auto-advancing slides, so the presenter cannot control the slides and cannot click back. Auto-advancing, just 5 minutes. So we have, as I mentioned, 2 sessions, 2 Ignite sessions. Each has two presentations. And then from 3 to 4, the part that we all like, lunch. And then after 4 is the open space, DevOpsDays open space. And it's the part of the day that you do yourself, where you propose, you select, you discuss topics that are very much near and dear to you. And we do this starting from 4 o'clock, like after we do the selection till 4:30, and from 4:30 to 5:30 we have the open space. And then after that, we have, at 5:30, we have the closure and wrap up for the day, and at the same time discussing how we can make DevOpsDays Cairo 2019 much better experience than what we are going to survive today. So as you can see, we have a lot of things on our agenda, on the schedule. So let's move on and roll up our sleeves and start the hard work. Thank you so much.